So what the Imam is telling us is the very fact that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has told us to seek refuge in Him from magic. The fact that He has told us that is evidence that magic indeed does have a reality. Something without a reality cannot be sought refuge from, and something that has no reality, there would be no point in asking Allah for assistance from it or seeking refuge in Allah from it. This is a very important point that the Imam brings. And the reality of magic is that it can kill people. It can cause people to be ill. It can break up marriages. It can bewitch people. We have to take this seriously. Very, very seriously indeed. So magic has a reality, and because it has a reality, it must also have a source that reality stems from in the first place. All revelation, true revelation, is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He is the source of revelation, true revelation. However, magic and other dark forces are the revelations, the counterfeit manipulations of none other than Shaitan himself. Let us think very carefully about these passages. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَكَذَلِكَ جَعَلْنَا لِكُلِّ نَبِيٍّ عَدُوًّا شَيَاطِينَ الْإِنسِ وَالْجِنِّ يُوحِي بَعْضُهُمْ إِلَى بَعْضٍ زُخْرُفَ الْقَوْلِ غُرُورًا. And likewise, we have appointed for every prophet enemies, shayateen, devils, demons, from amongst the men and the jinn, inspiring one another with adorned and fancy speech as a delusion. This is taken from Surah Al-An'am, the 6th Surah, Ayah 112. You will notice in this passage that Shaitan, when it says to inspire one another, the word used is the same word for wahi, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, in huwa illa wahyun yuha, that indeed it is revelation revealed to him. And this is from Surah Al-Najm, it's in the first 5 ayat. Now one will notice that the word used for it is wahi, revelation. Well, in this passage, the 6th Surah, Ayah 112, the same thing is said about Shaitan, that he has a revelation. Let us read another passage to understand more about this. This passage is in the same surah, Surah Al-An'am, the 6th surah, but it is Ayah 121. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَإِنَّ الشَّيَاطِينَ لِيُوحُونَ إِلَىٰ أَوْلِيَائِهِمْ لَيُجَادِلُونَكُمْ وَإِنْ أَطَعْتُمُوهُمْ إِنَّكُمْ لَمُشْرِكُونَ. And indeed, the shaitans, devils and demons, give revelations, wahi, to their allies that they debate with you. And if you obey them, you are idol worshippers. Surah Al-An'am, the 6th surah, Ayah 121. So here we have again, Shaitan, his speech being referred to as his own type of revelation. Let us review this point. Here we have Shaitan, his actual evil and the things that he's doing, referred to as revelation. So Shaitan has a type of revelation that he uses in a feeble attempt to rival Allah's. That revelation that he uses is through the medium of magic, sorcery, and witchcraft. But what types of magic are there in the world today? How much magic is there? What is the magic that we are referring to? firstly, we want to actually state something in a preliminary sort of way. And it is that magic is not what we mean necessarily when we are talking about rabbits being pulled out of hats, card tricks where the ace of spades disappears and reappears under someone's sleeve, or where wands disappear, or coins behind the eyes, behind the ears of children are then pulled out from the sleeve of the one practicing that trick. These have to do with deft of hand or sleight of hand tricks, pickpockets, and things of this caliber. We're not referring to this in the actual tense of magic and the definition that we gave. This would not fall under magic. In a generic sense, you could call it magic in the way that they didn't know how it was done, and it appeared as if something had been made to disappear. But this magic that we're talking about, we know how it was done through the aegis of shaitan. We know very well how it was done. We know the source of it, and we know how it is being abused and used. So these type of tricks would not fall under the rubric of the word magic in that sense. There are actually three types of magic which Imam Muwafiquddin rahimahullah touched on, and which I would also like us to touch on as well. The first type of magic is magic that is done on the hearts of people. On the hearts of people. The second type of magic is the magic done on the minds, perceptions, or eyes of people. The third type of magic is the most dangerous type of magic, and is connected with the actual use of demons and things of this nature. Using demons, working with them, submitting oneself to them, making contracts, agreements, treaties of office, and the like are completely impermissible and will fall under the classification of magic. This type of magic usually affects the body. Now, the first two types of magic, we are referring to the magic that is done on the hearts of people, or on the eyes, minds, and perceptions of people. A good example of this is found where the Prophet Musa alayhi salam debated with the magicians of Fir'aun, and eventually they had a contest or a battle to show who indeed had the truth. Let us listen very carefully and try to benefit from this passage. The first passage we'll take is Surah Al-A'raf, the 7th surah, ayat 115 to 116. Let us hear what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has to say. قالوا يا موسى إما أن تلقي وإما أن نكون نحن الملقين قال ألقوا فلما ألقوا سحروا أعين الناس واسترهبوهم وجاءوا بسحر عظيم. O Musa, will you throw first, or shall we throw? Musa said, you go first. So when they threw, they bewitched the eyes of the people, and struck terror into them, and they showed a severe form of magic. Surah Al-A'raf, the 7th surah, ayat 15 through 16. Now it's very important that we take something in mind when speaking about this particular issue, and it's this. When the prophets Musa and Harun alayhim as-salam came into the presence of Fir'aun to battle with the magicians to show truth from falsehood, these magicians, as I mentioned, were doing parts 1 and 2 of magic. Doing magic on the actual hearts of people and the minds and perceptions and eyes of the people. So when these magicians came, it says that they actually bewitched the eyes of the people. Now Musa could see through their illusion. He could actually see through it. But